And we are going to be talking to head coach Ryan Crothers and also the head coach of the USP3 Rush, Trevor Jewell, today from Bojangles Coliseum, built in 1956. It's where hockey all started here. By the way, this building was one of the first buildings with a dome on it in the United States. Of course, the Rush are usually at home at the Extreme Ice Center, but that's being taken over right now with the Eastern Sectional Figure Skating events. So we're here at Bojangles Coliseum and close to downtown Charlotte, 10,000 seat capacity. The guys get to practice in the big house for a couple of days. And let's just jump in with the head coach of the Charlotte Rush elite team, Ryan Crothers. And Ryan, coming back from a big long road trip, Andover, Massachusetts, northeast part of Massachusetts, 16-hour bus ride. Before we get into the specifics and the nuts and bolts about the results, just talk about how the travel was. How was the team bonding on this trip?
No, it was good. Anytime we could get on the bus together and get away, it's good. We were home for a couple weeks beforehand, so jumped on the bus. It was a long trip. We had Friday off. We got to take in the Merrimack against UMass Amherst game, so the guys got to watch some Division I hockey. We took that day to relax and then got into our showcase on Saturday.
All right, of course, the elite team got off to a good start with 2 straight wins. It was 4 games in 3 days, and you started off good with a big win over Wisconsin, 6-3. And better news for the Rush elite team, the return of goaltender Jordan Severo and forward Matthew Hedlund.
Yeah, it was a very important win for us. That's the first place team in the West Division, and they had only lost 1 game up until that point, so it was a very big game for us. I love the way that we played. We came out, we had a 3-1 lead. They came back tied at 3-3, and then we were able to put 3 more in, and we had a 6-3 victory. I thought we played extremely well. I thought we played our brand of hockey, and I think it was a good statement that we're one of the top teams in this league right now.
Game number 2 in the road trip, Team Beijing from China. That had to be very interesting, Ryan, and your guys dominated from start to finish. 16-0 victory, out shooting the Chinese 51-10. What was it like?
It's one of those games. It's not fun to be a part of it. It was a neat experience, I guess, to play with Team Beijing. But I think that was probably the most polite 16-0 win. By no means do we want to show anyone up and try and do that. We were on the other side of those a lot last year, but I just thought we played a good game. We didn't get crazy, and a lot of guys got some production, so it was good for them and their confidence. But didn't really help us much going further. We struggled to score goals after that, so maybe we wasted them against Team Beijing. But it was a good game, good solid game from everyone.
And again, just so somebody might be watching and saying, wow, there's hockey in China. The International Ice Hockey Federation, there are over 100 teams around the world that play hockey. So hockey is a worldwide sport, and there is hockey in China. Pretty fun experience, even though not much competition from the Chinese. They're trying to get their program up and going. Well then, Ryan, as you mentioned, the road trip kind of took a U-turn for the elite team. A 5-0 shutout loss to a very strong, very good Islanders hockey club, and there were 116 penalty minutes, so lots happening in that game, and 4 power play goals for the New Yorkers in that one.
Yeah, it was a tough game for us. 7 seconds in, we got a penalty. Then 5 minutes in, Tyler Barrow gets thrown out for no reason, in my opinion. We lost, Shane Salon was thrown out as well, so we lose 2 of our top 6 forwards. And very hard to recover. They had 2 extended 5-on-3s, but we were playing in their building at home. So we didn't expect things to really go on our side there, and they didn't. And before you knew it, we were down 3-0, 4-0, and then 5-0. We got away from our brand of hockey after those penalties, and it's one of those games that we're quickly to forget. But hopefully we'll see those guys again.
Then the next game, and the final game, Syracuse, a narrow loss. Very competitive game for your team against a very quality opponent as well.
Yeah, I thought Syracuse was a very good hockey team. I didn't think we played our best hockey. We were missing Salon again and Barrow. That we lose that offensive punch. Those guys have been dynamic for us up front. They were suspended. We were missing Max Mulholland. Obviously, we were missing Bomarito for the whole weekend. He didn't travel with us, so I think we had a lot of key figures missing. But when we talk about our team, we always talk about our depth, and I didn't think guys stepped up and responded. I was very disappointed with our play against the Islanders, especially in the second half. And Syracuse, pretty much throughout the whole game, I didn't think we played our brand of hockey. So regardless of who we were missing, it's no excuse. We didn't play our brand of hockey. We got away from what made us successful, and it's time to get back to work, and the schedule's not going to get any easier with Hampton Roads coming up.
We're going to talk about that in just a minute. But again, the 2-2 road trip for the Elite Rush up in Andover, Massachusetts. Ryan, I had lots of people, friends of mine that know I'm with the Rush, and ask me, hey, did those guys fly up there? Did they bus up there? And I told them, I says, oh no, they flew up there. I just said, the only trouble is the runway was very, very long.
Yeah, it's a tough trip. It was a long way home too. I wasn't happy with the way we played, so we practiced last night here. We got off the bus yesterday morning, and we were right back to work last night here at Bojangles. And this should be a fun week for us preparing for the top team in our league. I think Hampton has the best team in the league. They're showing it. They show it day in and day out. And for us, we get a chance to practice in a pro venue. I want to thank the Charlotte Checkers and Derek Wilkinson for allowing us into their home, and Donnie White, the equipment manager for the Checkers. They've welcomed us in. Our guys are getting treated like professionals all week. So it should be a great week for us to get back to our brand of hockey, feeling good about ourselves, and it'll be a good first place against second place matchup this weekend.
Let's check those the Elite USPHL standings. Hampton Road in first place with 45 points. The Rush in second, 19-4-1, 39 points behind Hampton Roads. But really, Ryan, this is the matchup that you guys have been waiting a long time for. How are we going to stack up against Hampton Roads? They are the team in front of us, the only team in front of us. So I would imagine the guys are going to be chomping at the bit for this series.
Yeah, I sure hope so. There shouldn't have to be much come from me or Trevor in regards to being fired up for a weekend against the best team in the league in their building. But we'll see what Charlotte Rush team shows up. I think the one that showed up the last 2 games is not indicative of who we are, and I'm hoping to see the Charlotte Rush that we had for the majority of this first half of the season. So exciting week, exciting for us going into a break. So it'll be a fun weekend of hockey. There'll definitely be a lot of eyes on this series.
Well, again, the Charlotte Rush coming back from a very long road trip up in Andover, Massachusetts, splitting in a big series coming up with Hampton Roads this weekend. Make sure you go to fasthockey.com to watch all of it this weekend from Hampton Roads. Ryan, thanks for the thoughts and comments, and we wish you great fortune in Hampton Roads this weekend.
Thanks for having me, Tim. Appreciate it.
Ryan Crothers, the head coach of the Charlotte Elite Rush, visiting with us here on this Video Wednesday. Come back to the Charlotte website often. Make sure you go to our social media platforms. You can find Rush information on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. I'm Tim Donnelly, voice of the Charlotte Rush. Thanks so much for watching.